AutoCAD is a computer-aided design drafting program. It's here to help us create construction documents. In order to do so, we have to create a geometric database or a model. It can be a group of either two-dimensional lines or even in AutoCAD a 3D solid model. Once the modeling is complete, we have to annotate it to display it to others and to show them what its features are. Let's open up the mechanical example file. AutoCAD is organized into two different working environments, or spaces, to help us accomplish the creation of our documents. They're represented by Model Space and the Paper Space tabs, as seen here on the bottom of my screen. Sometimes these tabs can be hidden, appearing instead as buttons on the status bar at the bottom of the application window. So if you don't see these tabs, you can turn them on by right-clicking the buttons and clicking to turn them on. They should be right here, Paper and Model. Also, if you go to the Options window, there is a layout element here in the Display tab, and it says Display Layout and Model tabs. If I turn that off, they go away. Let's turn them back on, and I suggest that you use them. Leave them turned on all the time. Typically, a model is composed of geometric objects, and it's created in a three-dimensional space called model space. In AutoCAD LT, it's only a two-dimensional model space, as we see here. A final layout of specific views and annotations, like text and dimensions and things, of the model will be created in a two-dimensional space called Paper Space, or the Layout tab. These spaces are accessible on two or more of the tabs near the bottom of the drawing area. We have Model and Layout. Working on the Model tab, you will draw your model or your line work, and the subject of your model will be drawn at a 1-to-1 scale. So in the case here, this is drawn at 3 inches. So this little flywheel that will be constructed will actually be 3 inches wide. Each layout has a picture in it, or a frame. It's called a viewport. This viewport gives you a photograph of the model that's in model space. Think of it as a window peering into model space. Each layout viewport contains a view. It displays the model at a specific scale and orientation, and you can specify what those are. You can also specify which layers are visible in each layout viewport. After you finish arranging that layout, you can turn off the layers that contain the layout viewport objects. Alternatively, you can also set the viewport layers to a no print setting so that these rectangles or squares won't be visible when you print it out. In either case, the views are still visible. So the line work that it's showing, of our flywheel here, you'll still be able to see those when printed, but these big ugly squares, they won't be. That's really where your layer manager comes in play. We have the viewport layer, and it's set to not plot. These viewports are on that viewport layer. So when you go to print, you won't see these squares. If you want to see them, then that's okay too. But oftentimes you don't want them to be displayed. So very briefly here, model space contains the drawing geometry or the model. Paper space contains what will be printed out on paper.